Crown Prince Christian takes charge of Denmark while King Frederik's hidden journey is exposed. Welcome to BNews. In a dramatic twist that has captured headlines across Denmark and far beyond, a royal development nobody saw coming has just unfolded at the heart of the Danish monarchy. While Denmark's beloved King Frederik seemingly stepped back from public duties, Crown Prince Christian, the heir apparent, unexpectedly assumed a more prominent role, commanding attention with a poise and authority that stunned even seasoned royal watchers. But that's only part of the story. Because while young Christian was stepping up in Copenhagen, news broke that his father, King Frederik, was quietly making a secret trip, a journey now shrouded in intrigue, speculation, and no small amount of controversy. Today, BNews brings you the full, exclusive account of how Denmark's royal family navigated this extraordinary moment, and what it means for the future of the crown. Before we dive into this incredible story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to BNews, and click the bell icon so you never miss our next royal revelation. And we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think King Frederik was right to make his secret trip while Christian took charge? Tell us in the comments below. As summer unfolded across Europe, Denmark's royal calendar seemed to follow its usual rhythm of appearances, ceremonies, and quiet family moments. Yet palace insiders began noticing something unusual. Crown Prince Christian, who only recently celebrated his 18th birthday and came of age as a working royal, was suddenly stepping into more visible duties. First, he presided over a high-profile state dinner, then he stood in for his father at an important charity gala. All the while, palace communications carefully avoided explaining why King Frederik himself was absent from these engagements. It wasn't until later that week that whispers of Frederik's whereabouts began to leak to the press. According to multiple sources, the king had embarked on a highly private trip abroad, a journey so secretive even senior members of his own staff reportedly didn't know about it until after he departed. This revelation shocked not only the Danish press but the European royal watching community as a whole. Why would the king vanish at such a crucial time? And where exactly did he go? Danish media outlets scrambled to confirm details. Early speculation suggested Frederik might have retreated to a royal residence in southern Europe, possibly to address personal or health-related matters in private. But new reports indicated something even more surprising, that the king had traveled to a remote estate in Scotland for what palace officials later described as a personal retreat. The estate, located in the rolling highlands, is known for its seclusion and natural beauty, making it a favorite among royals seeking refuge from the relentless pressures of public life. This revelation set off a firestorm of questions. Was this simply a much-needed mental and emotional break after months of intense scrutiny? Or was the king meeting with influential figures away from the glare of Copenhagen? Some observers pointed out that the trip came on the heels of renewed tabloid stories about Frederik's private life and alleged tensions in his marriage to Queen Mary. The timing, for many, seemed far from coincidental. Meanwhile, back in Denmark, Crown Prince Christian was thrust into the spotlight. Despite his youth, Christian carried out his new duties with remarkable composure, earning widespread praise. At the state dinner, he delivered an eloquent speech that paid homage to Denmark's history and expressed optimism for its future, all while deftly deflecting questions about his father's absence. The sight of the young prince standing tall at the head table sparked admiration among Danes, many of whom noted his striking resemblance to his father in both manner and charm. Observers were quick to interpret these events as more than a temporary arrangement. Royal analysts began openly discussing whether this was a test of Christian's readiness to assume more responsibility, perhaps even an informal trial run for his eventual kingship. His natural ease and confidence impressed dignitaries and delighted the public, cementing his status as a future monarch in waiting. But questions about King Frederik's decision to leave remained unanswered. For critics, his retreat to Scotland appeared tone-deaf, a possible dereliction of duty during a delicate period for the monarchy. They argued that at a time when his marriage was under public scrutiny and his son was stepping into the limelight, the king should have stood firm, visible, and present. Others, however, defended Frederik's choice, pointing out that even monarchs are human and need time to reflect, recharge, and navigate personal challenges away from the cameras. Adding to the intrigue were conflicting reports about Queen Mary's role during this time. Some sources suggested she encouraged Frederik to take the break, urging him to care for his mental health. Others hinted at strain behind closed doors, with Mary remaining in Copenhagen to support Christian and maintain a steady royal presence. Images of Mary and Christian together at public engagements seem to underscore a mother-son alliance at the forefront of Danish royal life during Frederik's absence. As more details of the trip emerged, it became clear that Frederik spent much of his time in solitude, walking through the Highland countryside and meeting privately with a small circle of confidants. Aides described him as introspective but determined to emerge with renewed focus. Whether the trip achieved its intended purpose remains to be seen, but sources close to the king insist he returned to Denmark with a calmer demeanor and a clearer sense of direction. The impact of these events on Denmark's royal image has been profound. On one hand, Crown Prince Christian's poised performance reassured many about the monarchy's future. On the other, Frederik's secret trip, and the secrecy surrounding it, exposed vulnerabilities that some found troubling. The Danish public, while generally supportive, voiced a desire for more transparency and accountability from their king. Internationally, the story made waves as well, with royal commentators in Britain, Sweden, and Australia weighing in. Some likened Frederik's retreat to similar moments among other monarchs who, at critical junctures, sought seclusion to reflect on their reigns. Others saw it as a warning sign of deeper issues yet to surface within the Danish royal household. Returning to Copenhagen, Frederik and Christian appeared together at a military parade, presenting a united front. The king, visibly more relaxed, placed a reassuring hand on his son's shoulder, a gesture that many interpreted as both a thank you and a passing of the torch. Christian's broad smile and confident wave to the crowd suggested he was more than ready for the attention his new role brought him. Still, debates continue about what Frederik's absence and Christian's sudden prominence mean for the future of Denmark's monarchy. Was this a one-time arrangement? Or is the king already preparing the nation for a younger, more modern figure to eventually take his place? Royal insiders insist that Frederik remains firmly committed to his duties and to guiding Christian through his apprenticeship as crown prince. But the events of this summer have shown just how quickly dynamics at the palace can shift. For now, the Danish people seem content to celebrate Christian's rise while cautiously supporting Frederik's need for personal space. Whether this balance can hold remains to be seen. As one Danish editorial put it, "Our king is a man, not a machine." But Denmark also needs a leader who stands steady through the storm. What happens next in this royal saga? Will King Frederik continue to lean on Christian in times of stress, effectively fast-tracking his preparation for kingship? Or will the king reassert himself as Denmark's undisputed leader after this period of reflection? And how will Queen Mary fit into this evolving family dynamic? We want to hear what you think. Do you see Frederik's secret trip as a wise and necessary retreat, or a troubling abdication of duty? And does Crown Prince Christian's impressive performance reassure you about the monarchy's future? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to BNews for all the latest royal insights and breaking stories from around the globe.